Hello SAT and its students. Today we have a new reading session. We're going to learn about inference and text evidence questions. We're going to learn some tips and tricks about how to deal with them. It's me, teacher Shuru Ismail. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, please don't forget to subscribe so you can find the newly uploaded sessions. And there's also a Telegram channel that I will leave you the link to it below. Let's start. Please stay tuned. Introduction to Inference and Text Evidence Questions. Key features. Inference questions are actually a kind of a twist to the literal comprehension questions. There is a video that I uploaded before about literal comprehension question. You're gonna find explanation and you're gonna find a lot of practice for that. So inference question is a kind of a twist to literal comprehension questions. What do we mean by this twist? Here you're gonna find that in literal comprehension questions, your answer is actually mentioned directly and explicitly in your passage. But if it comes to the inference question, you'll find that it's totally the opposite. Your answer is not stated clearly. It's not expressed explicitly. It's actually implied in the passage. What do we mean by implied? Implied here means that it's just like hinted in the passage. It's just like mentioned, but it's not mentioned clearly. Answers to inference questions will not be stated word for word in the passage. So you will not find your answer for the inference question word for word. You will not find it literally in the passage. So don't waste your time just looking for the answer word for word or restated or demonstrated in the passage. You're gonna find the answer hinted, okay, or explained from another angle, not mentioned directly. The passage will always contain specific wording that clearly indicates a particular idea, event, or relationship. And all of these, the three of them, will be explained in the examples that I will provide later. Introduction to inference question. Here we still here. Inference questions will frequently be paired with supporting evidence question, and that is luckily for us as students that we're gonna find the supporting evidence question, because a supporting evidence question will do something which is very important for you to help you find your answer. The supporting evidence question will at least provide you with specific locations for the answers that you actually need. So the specific location of your answer will be determined to you by supporting evidence question, and this will be actually practiced in our example that we are going to discuss later. For the information you need to make a valid inference. Inference questions ask you to go a step beyond what the author is literally saying. So you are not going to find your answer mentioned literally, as we said before. You're going to find it actually beyond the lines. Fallacies and incorrect answers. Fallacies are actually used in order to misguide you, so you are not on the right track if you just don't understand that these are fallacies or wrong answers. So what are fallacies? Fallacies are incorrect answer choices to inference questions, and they involve various types of faulty reasoning. What do we mean by that? You'll find that he's giving you maybe half of your answer correct from the passage, but the other half is kind of just made up by the test maker in order to make you just think that this is just logical. But yeah, it's logical to you if you are just studying a normal English class, but you are here studying a SAT or taking a SAT test. So this is not, as long as it's not mentioned in the passage, okay, so it's not to be considered correct. So let's have here some valuable tips to help you when you are working with inference questions. Step 1. One very common type of fallacy involves speculation. What do we mean by speculation? Speculation here means a kind of like here a kind of guessing. You are guessing, okay, you are guessing what is happening. You are not having your evidence for your answer. So if it's just based on guessing, so it's not actually a right answer. They are so far outside the bounds of what is discussed in the passage that they are patently absurd. You're gonna find that these speculations are outside your passage. These speculations or guessing are outside what is actually true in your passage. Maybe you consider this as a kind of, for you, it's logical, but for the passage, it's not logical and it's not correct for you in your test. Step 2. Another common type of fallacy involves overgeneralization. What do we mean by overgeneralization? If your passage gives you an example that X is true in one case, then it doesn't mean that X is true in all the cases. And if your passage tells you here that this member, this is true for this member that you have in a group, it doesn't mean it's right for all the members in this group. So if you overgeneralize that this is true for all the people or this is true for all the cases, you are actually falling in the trap of choosing a fallacy. Such fallacies are characterized by extreme words, and this is kind of a clue that this is actually a fallacy. How? Let's see. Some words, when you find them in your answer choices, you have to be totally aware that this might be a trap for you. Such words like always, never, all, and only. This can be a trap for the test taker. If you choose an answer choice that has one of these words, you have to be careful about it and make sure that it's actually right. Step 4. Make sure that you pay close attention to answer choices that are phrased negatively. Why? Because some here answer choices can contain double negatives. So what's dangerous about that? Why should I be cautious about it? Because here, let's have an example. Here, as we usually say, that negative of negative equals positive. So, if you're gonna choose an answer choice that has a negative, make sure that it doesn't have a double negative that leads you to a positive, unless you're sure that this is the right answer again. Like here, not impossible. What we need to do here is just to cross out not and cross out prefix im, so it actually means possible here. Thanks. Please follow me in my and subscribe to my YouTube channel. You're gonna find some practice and exercise for this kind of question. Thank you so much.